We might be getting a remaster of Crash Team Racing.
Or an entirely new Crash racing game.
Nobody knows 100% for sure what's going down, but we've got some ideas.
Hot take.
Back in 1999, Crash Team Racing arrived on the original PlayStation, and this game had a massive impact because it wasn't just another kart racer ripoff of Super Mario, it was trying to do something a little bit different.
That's right, developed by Naughty Dog. It was doing a lot of things different. It was incorporating some new kind of stuff, boss battle things. The way that you boosted was a little bit different from what Mario Kart was using to drive around and stuff. It feels like it kind of set some rules for kart racers in the future. It's a very cool game. Now, recently, the Game Awards are around the corner, and we're hearing that several media outlets are getting packages.
Yeah, quite a few packages, honestly.
In these packages, where they're getting gigantic orange, Crash Orange, fuzzy dice, and they're getting a note. And the note is reading, sliding into the Game Awards on 12/6.
So, of course, everyone is freaking out because they think we're going to be getting a remaster of Crash Team Racing. However, that might not be what's going down.
So there's a little more evidence that points to it could be a remaster of Crash Team Racing, and that is that the package is sent by someone, N-O, are the two letters, for the name.
So how does that mean?
NO,
I don't understand.
It means nitrous oxide, which is the was the antagonist from the Crash Team Racing game. It was an alien that came to Earth. I'm digging in, man.
Okay.
It was an alien that came to Earth and basically said, "Hey, you have to race, and if you beat me, then Earth will be fine. But if you don't, I'm going to turn the entire Earth into one concrete parking lot. You know, humanity's enslaved. Cats marry dogs, yada, 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 yada."
Okay, well, that could be a thing that happens.
I may have made some of that up.
Well, here's the big piece that I think a lot of people are talking about for that. So, yes, it could be a remaster, but there is the idea that this could be something completely new as well.
Yes.
Now, why this is so exciting is because the original release was basically I want to say it was the Mario Kart for other systems. It was the first time that we finally got a kart racing game that had the same kind of fun and energy that Mario Kart had, but not on a Nintendo system.
Like we said, and it did something a little bit different as well. It's it is something very much that I would like to see brought back.
It wasn't just a ripoff.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it built off of other things that Mario Kart had done. There were other games released that were Crash racing games as well. So I'm kind of wondering that if this is some sort of a remaster, if they're going to be pulling some of the other titles, which is weird because, like, okay, we got the Insane Trilogy by Vicarious Visions, right? And the Insane Trilogy was 3 games that were remembered very fondly. Crash Team Racing, I believe that is the kart racing game in the Crash franchise. There's a couple other ones that got kind of a warm to lukewarm response, not remembered as fondly, not developed by Naughty Dog.
That's true. Nitro Kart?
Yeah, I got them right here. Nitro Kart was released in 2003, and then Tag Team Racing, which was released in 2005. We also got some cell phone games as well, which...
That they exist. So, something I think that I specifically would like. Now, yes, I'd like a remaster. A remaster would be great. I'd like to have one on the PlayStation 4, on the Xbox One, on the PC, even on the Switch, right? It would be cool to have a remastered version available on everything. But if we're going to be getting a remake, I think it would be really cool for Activision to use all of the properties they have and bring on a couple of new characters into the world and make it more like a universal racing game, which is essentially what Mario Kart is now.
So more like the Sonic sort of racing games?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Just seeing how Mario Kart does it right now, we've got the Splatoon characters in there, we've got Link, we've got like a bunch of other characters that are in that world, including an F-Zero map and stuff like that. Those items and those ability or those additional features, I think, make the game more like a Nintendo kart racer rather than just a Mario Kart racer. And I think that we could get something very similar to Crash Team Racing. Now, this isn't the only time other companies have made kart racing games. We also got one from Sega with Sonic Team Racing, and that was actually really good.
Really, really good.
Yeah. Stupidly good, better than it had any right to be, and I think that by introducing characters from a bunch of other Sega Universe games in there, it was like a really cool way to kind of explore and race with your favorite characters and stuff like that. Because of how successful Crash, the Insane Trilogy did, and how successful the new Spyro Trilogy is, maybe Spyro could show up in this?
Yeah,
maybe?
it could. I'm a little bit worried about the product being released as one title. Like I said, it could have the other racing games, though I don't think enough people care about those other racing games. If it is just the single game itself, and it's released, even if it is released at a budget price, maybe people, it doesn't feel as much as a full gaming meal as those other trilogies were. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that. Could this be not a standalone release? Could this be some sort of DLC for the Insane trilogy? No.
I'm
thinking no.
I hate
but
that you brought that up because exactly that's what I was thinking. The moment I spoke the word Activision in my head, I was going DLC, DLC, DLC.
And then you have to make a physical release.
Yeah,
it's easy.
And then there's going to be individual tracks that get charged, individual racers that get charged. Maybe you have to get charged for individual abilities you get. You only get Nitro 3 times and you have to pay like 50 cents every time you want more Nitro. It's like there are things there at play that could happen, but because of the way that they handled the Crash Insane trilogy, and despite the fact that not everything is on the disc for the Spyro trilogy, the games are pretty solid. They're well done. I guess with Spyro they get a little bit weaker as they go on.
Yeah.
But the beginning ones there, the one that Toys for Bob made, the first one, that was really good.
So Vicarious Visions was mostly responsible for the Insane trilogy, and then Toys for Bob did the whole Spyro trilogy. And I think there was sort of a different caliber that we saw within those 2 releases. So I'm kind of hoping that this is Vicarious Visions.
I hope so too. I mean, what I kind of look forward to on this is that we do get something that is essentially recreating the original Crash Team Racing game. I would like to see that happen because they got so much right in that release. But then improve upon it. Just add additional features.
Yeah.
Don't rewrite the entire game. Don't completely mess everything up. But then add certain things like new characters, like new maps, and play with that. If they can do something like that, I think you can get a much better experience overall. Because if they just took the exact same game and remastered it, I don't think it would have the impact that they would want it to.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because when you, like even with the newer Mario Kart games, they've gone back and introduced older stages into the game. But what they've done is they've remastered them and really added a lot to them to make them look better than they did originally.
Yeah, kart racers that are brought back from the 90s, they can feel a little bit thin when compared to other titles like you're talking about, like the Sonic racing games and stuff. So yeah, it would be cool to see it beefed up a bit. One thing I'm kind of wondering going forward with the Crash franchise itself is Crash can it only work in today's day and age as a Polaroid of the 90s? Can we only get remasters of old games, or are we going to see future releases? Will the Insane trilogy and what possibly could come from Crash Team Racing, could that lead to something new happening, and would it work? That's like my question after this. We're like, of all the rumors we've heard, this is like the closest to being 100% verified, right? There is going to be some sort of a racing Crash game shown off at the Game Awards. Will it be something different? Will this lead to something different? The series being reborn in a sense? If
you think of the way that, if you compare Crash to Sonic, they've tried to make so many Sonic games that didn't work, and the ones that both you and I really like, and I think a lot of folks out there like as well too, are the newer Sonic games that go back to the 2D aspect, that kind of stay in that world. Sonic Mania was amazing. Yeah, I think we all like that.
Yeah, some of Generations was really good as well.
Yes, exactly. That was a really good one too.
Yeah, again, most of the levels that harken back to that 2D style of gameplay. So you think of Crash, harkens back to what we loved about Crash.
Well, that's what Insane Trilogy did, right? Insane Trilogy proved that people like the older style of games. So what they can do is make that older style of game again and add more onto it.
Hopefully.
Instead of like trying to recreate the wheel. Like once you've got the gameplay down and you know what it is, you don't have to completely change everything. A great example of this is Activision. Activision is very good at re-releasing games again and again and again that have minor upgrades and things. But look at Call of Duty. Call of Duty doesn't reinvent the wheel every single time. They just add unique features here and there. And the most recent one, they still gave you the exact same gameplay you were expecting from Call of Duty, but they also did a Battle Royale mode as well too, right? So the Black Ops mode or Blackout mode or whatever it is. They are very good at doing that. I think they can do the same thing with Crash. And for Team Racing, maybe this one is just going to be a recreation of the original, a remake of the original, or a refresh, or whatever it is. But I would like them to add on a lot more onto it to give extra value so that they can entice other customers. And look, to be fair, if they were to use Spyro, that would be a big deal because they just released Spyro. They have a huge audience there of people that like Spyro. bridge them together.
And Crash and Spyro have been in each other's worlds quite a bit. Skylanders, there was like handheld games where they each had a title and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that. So maybe this is the testing ground. Crash Team Racing upgraded, right?
Yeah.
So there's more characters and stuff, and then it can be the proving force for like, no, we can take those original games, put a newer spin on them, do some things that are a little bit different, but still have a bit of the nostalgia, the things that we loved about those original titles.
Call it Crash Team Racing Retooled, and they just add a couple of extra features here and there. I think it would be cool.
Yeah.
I feel that there's a way to do that where I think people would be really excited to play it again because they would get the same experience. But at the same time, if you're going to do that, maybe, just maybe, include the original game. Just somewhere there so that people can replay it again, emulated the original PlayStation version. I think that would be really awesome so that people can play the exact original version. I don't want to have the ability to switch between... This is something I've been seeing a lot of game companies do lately, and it's cool if they're recreating something one-to-one, but I want them to add more features. Pushing a button and you see the old version of the game.
I love that.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
But when they do that, they have to limit what the new version of the game is because it has to be so close to the original.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think a better way to do that would just be include the original version of the game. Sure. Look, it's been a very long time.
We could always play it on the PlayStation Classic, right?
Yeah, of course.
No, we can't. It's not on there.
Yeah.
It's not on there.
Yeah. Unfortunately. We could have had it. We could have. But hey, maybe that's a reason why we didn't get it on the PlayStation Classic because they were looking and doing something like this.
I believe that's probably a part of it. Yeah.
Maybe there's some folks out there that actually like the other Crash Team Racing games, and maybe there's a reason why. If you're out there and you do like those games, you'd probably want to see the older games get re-released onto this version as well. But I think the first one stands alone in what it is.
The other ones were received okay, so I understand if people still love those games. But there's something about CTR, Crash Team Racing, that people just it stood the test of time in people's minds. So.
Yeah, just give people the options and abilities to change the game out a little bit and make it feel more like a game that they want to play. And I think that's the way to do this. I'm excited for this. I hope that they add a lot more to it, but who knows? We're going to find out tomorrow, though, so I guess that's just the way this is going to be.
Gotta wait and see.
Yeah. So, folks, what do you think? Are you excited to see a new Crash Team Racing game, or are you excited to see a remaster of the original? Let us know what you think.